As a gamer, you've been around for a while, you know that basically around every 5 years or so, we should be looking forward to a next console generation. However, based on the way things were the last console generation, a lot of people speculated that that would be the last console generation. And honestly, no one was pretty much looking forward to a new console generation coming this time, let alone for it to be this exciting. Yet somehow Microsoft and Sony managed to come around and announce their new next-gen consoles and pretty much basically the specs for them and how they're gonna operate. You know, the whole gig ray tracing, more dynamic colors, HDR, 4K gaming, amongst other things. And definitely by far the most impressive thing is no more extremely long loading times. This is something that a lot of gamers like myself has found pretty annoying with open world games such as Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, just to name a few. And it is amazing to see that they're actually going to change up things a little bit and actually improve this specific aspect of gaming to make gaming run way smoother. My name is Triple S Storm and I'm your Captain Atumbo, and today we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X as it relates to Jamaica and Jamaicans, and trust me, this video is going to be pretty much informative. Now, with everything that we've known in terms of the specs and the stats, there is always that debate as to which one is better and which one would be more preferred for that console generation. Console wars are kind of like politics in a way, where people choose their sides and they kind of stick to it. And despite how good the other side is working and has been going, nobody really wants to admit that that side is doing some pretty good stuff. But the difference with me is I'm mostly picking the side that is more beneficial to me as a consumer than to me as a fanboy. Because if that were the case, I'd be owning every single Nintendo console there was, because I'm more of a Nintendo fanboy. However, we are now in a generation that will be launched pretty much on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Now, as it relates to the Xbox Series X, we pretty much know as much as we need to know about this console, what it looks like, and everything down to the controller details, all of these specs from the internals, chipset, everything. The only thing we don't know is the price. While with the PlayStation 5, we still don't know the price, obviously, but we still don't know pretty much anything. We know how the game is going to be working, how they're going to be achieving what they need to achieve in terms of reducing loading times and to make open world games play a lot better by utilizing some technology, which Nintendo kind of cheated by doing this with games like the Breath of the Wild series, which actually used some really good mechanics to ensure that the games could load an open world in a very, very short space of time, and also giving you the ability to see as far into the distance as you possibly can. Considering the hardware limitations of the Nintendo Switch, it is amazing that Nintendo had the ability to do that. And if you could really think about Nintendo having hardware capability like the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, you can only imagine how much they can do with the technology that they have to compress their games and also to make their games load and function at some very, very ridiculous rates. Now, on another note, we have to definitely think about which one will be the hottest seller. Obviously, based on everything that we've seen, we know that most people are going to opt for the Xbox Series X. I personally, depending on what might happen, will have to choose most likely the PlayStation 5 for a few reasons. Now, this is not a video to persuade you as to which one you should buy, but this is just a video for me to give my opinions and to basically get you to where you need to think about and what you should think about when you're getting your console based on your lifestyle and also based on what you can afford. Now, in terms of pricing, again, we still haven't known the price for these consoles, but we do know that Sony is holding out on their pricing to see when the Xbox price drops, so they can drop it a little bit cheaper than that. They can lose out on hardware numbers in terms of profit from there, but they can make that back in terms of software, and definitely they will have that edge because they will definitely have the cheaper console of the two. Now, seeing that it has been reported that the PlayStation 5 will be the physically weaker one in terms of performance, that's one thing that we have come to expect from Sony, while as Microsoft has always created the more beefy one in all of the console wars that they've been in. Like every single console race, they've always got the more powerful one. In regards to the pricing of which one, I think for me personally, the PlayStation 5 would probably be the most affordable one in terms of price, just because of the fact that you can pay for PlayStation Plus, which is optional, and you can play online games that are free to play online. While as with the Xbox Series, they've always had the Xbox Live Gold that you have to buy to pay for their membership, as well as they now have Xbox Game Pass, which gives you a few free games every month, similar to what the PlayStation Plus does. But the difference is you're gonna have to still pay to get online service, while as with Sony, you can just buy the console and you can play the online games free. Unless they require PlayStation Plus, there's no need to put up any extra money, an extra $10 or $20 to ensure that you can play these games online. You will already have access to playing them online, and that for me is a plus in itself. In terms of what it means to actually own the console, a lot of people have said that previously when they just saw the Xbox Series X, they never really liked the design, but now aesthetically they really love the design. We have yet to see what the PlayStation 5 looks like, and a lot of people have been making their own 3D models, making their mock-ups and showing what they think the PlayStation 5 is going to look like. But me personally, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. We only want to know that the console can serve its functions, while the looks and the aesthetics of the console does play a huge part in what we have to present on our showcases. However, in reality, we barely look at the console itself and are mostly looking at the controller and what is going on the screen. And that is why I've always said that as long as it can deliver enough beautiful visuals and the controller is comfortable enough for you to play with, you won't have a problem with the console, because 80% of the time that's what you will be doing. You'll be holding the console's controller and you will be looking at the screen, not at the console. So right now, I'd have to say Microsoft does have that edge, giving the consumers an ability to see what the console looks like and having as much time as possible to visually get comfortable with what the console will look like. Even if they don't have the physical console, at least they know what it looks like, so they can condition their mind to it. The more you see it, the more it grows on you, and you will have a better time saying, hey, you know what, this doesn't look that bad. It looks like a mini RTX tower, but it doesn't look that bad. I could actually put this in my living room. I could actually put this in my gaming room. This could actually go into my gaming setup. You get a bit more accustomed to it. While as with the PlayStation 5, we've yet to see it right now, and based on what the DualSense looks like, a lot of people have been speculating that it's gonna have an Alienware kind of look, which is kind of cool, but might take a little bit of time for people to get used to. So hopefully they do drop what the PlayStation 5 looks like, and when that happens, I will make another video covering it. And speaking of that, this comes to my next point, which is functionality, which is basically the controllers. I think with the Xbox Series X, they could have done a bit more with the controllers as well. Just having basic controllers to play basic games is just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But with the DualSense coming out with all these craziness, pretty much learning from Nintendo when they dropped the Nintendo Switch, saying, oh, it's a console and it's handheld, it's portable, and people were like, alright, cool, so it's just a handheld portable. But then they said, oh, but we have HD Rumble, which kind of does some ridiculous things with Labo and all that stuff, which kind of sell the console to a completely different market and a different demographic, which also again allows developers of different types, different styles, different calibers, which are catering to different types of people, also have that ability to make games and also applications which will utilize these features of the console. This is something that I think Microsoft could have done something with when it comes to their controller design. They could have made some other changes to the controller to let this controller set itself apart from all of the previous ones, and I just think this was a missed opportunity by Microsoft. They could have definitely done something to make the controller a lot different and just completely set it apart from all of the previous controllers. And for my final topic as to where it is that you would be able to get one of these consoles in Jamaica as soon as they come out. And of course, a lot of people are going to say the obvious place, which would be What's New And yes, what's new is the obvious place that you would be able to get this console, but what if I told you there might be other places that you could get them? Firstly, there's a place called WebDeals.ja. I have been talking with these people for a while, haven't necessarily bought anything from them though, but they have been really helpful in helping me to get information on not only titles, game sales and other things, but they have been helping me out a lot in terms of how it is for me to handle gaming stuff and learning about how many people actually buy physical games in Jamaica. They've been a tremendous help. I would have a link to their website in the description, which also has their WhatsApp as well as directions to their business. So if you definitely want to go in store or call them or check in, you can definitely check them out. I will be doing an updated video as soon as these consoles drop to see if they actually have them, let you guys know the price and how you and when you can get them. And as for the other places would be Cost Penny, which is located on OG Plaza, Runaway Bay, Salem, St. Anne, and this is a place that most likely you're gonna have to do them to order, and then it'll take maybe about 2 or 3 weeks before you get them in, which is pretty much the standard time for getting any packages from overseas, and the price will be a lot cheaper than if you went to some other places to get it. Also, this is a trusted source, don't even have to worry. This is someone that I personally trust, and I know they're definitely gonna get you your console 100% safe. Now that's it for my talks on this topic. I will be making another video to let you guys know exactly where, when, and of course the prices of all these consoles. And if anything else changes, I'll just put that in the comment section in the pinned comments down below. This is Triple S Storm, people. Stay one better tumbo and take care.